As violence has intensified in Indian-administered Kashmir, people have been flocking to the region's fabled Sufi shrines in search of solace. Samir Yasser speaks to photographer Azan Shah, who has been documenting the anguish of the devotees. Bhakti Begum is a regular at Khnqat Mula, a Muslim Sufi shrine located on the banks of River Jhelum, which creams through the heart of Srinagar city. She arrives quietly, holding a framed photograph of her missing son in a torn plastic bag. She places it on the stairs leading to the Sanctum Sanctorum and prays to be united with him. Please listen to me, my peer said. I am broken, my peer. The 5-year-old cries with folded hands. Her son, Mansoor Anadwani, who was 25 at the time, disappeared on 22 December 2001. A few days after he got married. Bhakti Begum regularly makes the 80-kilometer, 50-mile trip to the shrine from her home, but her prayers are yet to be answered. I have come from far away, my peer. Please give me my Mansoor. I will sleep peacefully after 17 years, she laments. Bhakti Begum is just one of the many characters featured in the works of photographer Azan Shah. Mr. Shah came into the limelight when his pictures were published in a book called Witness, along with a number of other photojournalists who have worked in the state during decades of conflict. The book was among the 10 best photo books of 2017 chosen by the New York Times. Separatists have waged a violent campaign against Indian rule in Muslim-majority Kashmir since 1989. The region remains a subject of bitter dispute between India and Pakistan, who have fought 2 of their 3 wars over it. India has long accused Pakistan of fueling the unrest. The charge Islamabad denies. The insurgency, which had begun to wane since the late 1990s, intensified in 2016 after forces shot dead popular militant leader Burhan Wani. Human rights organizations estimate that about 100,000 people have died as a result of the violence since the 1980s, many of them civilians. As a result, fear dominates the streets and few venture out after dusk. Many find salvation in Sufi shrines to heal the wounds of war, not just in Srinagar, but even in remote areas of the region. Like Bhakti Begum, there are thousands of Kashmiris, particularly women, for whom Sufi shrines have long been places of hope. Many of them, psychiatrists say, show symptoms of depression, anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder. Ruth Ramzan is among them. Every week she meets a psychiatrist at Srinagar's Shri Maharaja Hari Singh Hospital. Her mental health has worsened in recent years after the death of her son. In the darkness, she claims to hear the voice of her son, Abir Ahmad, laughing and talking. He was shot dead by the army in 2010 during a protest. After consulting the doctor, Ruth Ramzan takes us to the Dastgir Sahib, a 200-year-old shrine. He is alive. It's not him. She asks the Sufi saint at the shrine, and, after some time, she slowly moves towards the gate and waits on the bus that will take her home. A survey by Reducing Sans Frontières in 2016 found nearly 1.8 million people, translating to roughly 45% of the population in Indian-administered Kashmir, suffering from similar symptoms. Azan shows pictures of devotees to Sufi shrines, all of whom have their own stories of pain and loss because of the violence in Kashmir, are intentionally blurred, shaky, or tilted to give a sense of chaos and uncertainty in the moment. Mr. Shah says he tries to capture the unflinching faith of thousands of devotees who converge at these shrines. I prefer a tilted angle, because it creates a psychological uneasiness. Things feel off-kilter, unsteady and unusual, he says, adding that he tries to convey the fact that you cannot control people's emotions. People find a mediator between God and themselves in these shrines, says Shaukat Hussain, a professor of Islamic studies at the Islamic University of Science and Technology, who has written on mysticism in Kashmir. Arshad Hussain, a leading psychiatrist based in the region, adds that in Kashmir, these spiritual spaces serve as institutions of distress alleviation. They started in times when there was no institution to help, a redressal mechanism. Then it became a culture. People with sickness and domestic issues would end up in shrines with their pleas. In the current situation, after a conflict, many distressed women after paying me a visit end up in these shrines. They feel better talking about distress in spiritual spaces than to an individual. All photographs by Liz on shop. A poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history, on top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting. Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018,
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. The months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 120-day term in Barton County Prison for a firearms prohibition violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. 2 Scandinavian women tourists have been found dead in Morocco, with cords to their necks, the country's interior ministry said. Both bodies were found near the town of Imleo in the High Atlas mountain range, near the foot of North Africa's highest peak, Mount Tepco. The women, from Denmark and Norway respectively, have not yet been named. A police investigation has been launched into their deaths, the Interior Ministry statement said. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Meng Wanzhou, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park, in eastern Hainan province said it would waive the $9.65 ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Meng, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. Use Huawei phones. Shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said, "We wish friends around the world who support Huawei's success and bliss." The offer would last until 29 December. The South China Morning Post reported, but it was met with some criticism among China's social media users, who claimed it was discriminatory. Huawei phone owners are being offered other enticements too. They can get a 20% discount at a border in Beijing. Seen in Beijing, bring a Huawei phone and get 20% off. Similar to this story we covered yesterday, https://QUXL19YPQLPIC. Twitter. Komsogorlov. End of Twitter post by @LuOceanG. At least one firm has threatened to penalize anyone buying Apple products. A few days ago, Manpada Shenzhen-based LED display manufacturer offered subsidies to any employees buying Huawei phones. It also pledged to fine anyone who bought an Apple iPhone. United States prosecutors alleged Ms. Man